And the Jags were, not the same old Jags at that particular time of the year.
Yeah, went to Kansas City and lost by a touchdown. Like, they were in it till the end.
How about them getting Calvin Ridley back? Let's move to that, because that is an incredible conversation to be had.
Marvin Jones, Calvin,
what? Etienne,
Zay Jones,
what?
Kirk, I don't know. This might be
Christian Kirk.
We might be talking about these wide receivers as one of the wide receivers group as one of the best in the
down in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think we put them in the conversation. Of course, the Bengals, Buffalo,
Chiefs.
Because
you're going to add Kelsey into that conversation.
And now can we add the Jags in there?
I guess.
Hell yeah.
I mean, with the way what we all just learned about Calvin in his Players Tribune article, I think everybody should read that. The way he reacted to the year-long suspension and how he responded and how he kind of looked inwards and fixed himself. This dude's going to be back better than fucking ever, it feels like.
Yeah, for sure.
Owned it completely. As former players, I think we all understand gambling on the game, what it could do, what it is, how it's viewed. So how the media and everybody was up, a year-long suspension for that when you're only given 4 games or 2 games for that. I think him, as the person that's been in a locker room, understands the integrity of the game being the most important thing for everybody's money. Everybody's money has to remain that way. It seems like he took it on the jaw and said, let's fucking go, and became much better human. In his back, he's going to help them immensely down there. And you forget about how good of a fucking player he is when you sit out a year. You watch some of those highlights and stuff. He is a dog out there.
Yeah, he's an absolute freak. And you talk about Doug Peterson. Like, they have an offensive coach, and, they traded for him last offseason. So you got to assume Doug Peterson during this season was like, hey, this play might not work against this defense because it's one of the best. Wait till we add Calvin Ridley into this entire thing and see how good this offense really is.
Go ahead.
Speaking, my biggest question about Calvin, because you sit out a year, you get the little tweaks, you get the hamstrings, you get the groin. I'm eager to know how much working out and how many drills have he been doing with guys pushing him and turning to make sure that he can last the whole.
You're talking a little rust there too, rust. Yeah, game shape different than like workout shape.
But I do know this. I know he a tough kid because I read the article about how he played the whole year with the broken foot.
Yeah.
But I want to see after a year can he tolerate the longer season? Because how many games we got now? 17 games. So it's gonna be a challenge. But with all the wide receivers that they have, he can take his time.
Because he had successes last year.
Rush him out there.
What he just brought up about Calvin Ridley, both them may be having one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL immediately with him being added into it, and also game rust. Have you had any experience with somebody who either gets suspended a year or misses a year and comes back? And how do you kind of temper them back into the whole program?
Well, let's start off with, I thought the trade that Trent Baalke made originally to get Ridley, I thought that was a great coup because that adds to the room, as you guys were talking about before I came on the air. I think they were a receiver away from being dynamic offensively. And with Ingram as now, because Ingram's a receiver as well, even though he's called a tight end, he gets cheated in the player association in terms of the designation. He's a receiver, like Kelsey's a receiver, but they're very skilled. And with ATN in the backfield, remember, when you're in spread, the back makes everything go. Because if the back can run and catch, it becomes a lot difficult for you to defend them. The back is the point guard. It really sets the tempo for everything. And when you have that back like ATN to go along with Ridley, who's a number 1 receiver, I mean, this Ridley kid is good. Now,
and he's healthier. It seems like he's healthier than he's ever been too. You know what I mean?
I think the year off's going to hurt. I mean, look, Le'Veon Bell took the year off and it hurt him. He never was the same player.
True.
But I think what Pac was saying about getting himself back in shape and training and working hard, he's got a whole off season to do it, and he's young enough. I mean, this is going to be a really talented Jacksonville team, especially the second year in the system. Walsh used to say this all the time. The first year will teach the players the system. The second year will develop their skills in the system. This Jacksonville offense should take off.
Yeah, and the thought that Doug Peterson's the right guy to do it is the right one, too. And he's got some motive, He's got some motivation with what happened out of Philly. Right, yeah. Doug Peterson? Kind of, they win a Super Bowl, build a statue, and then we go our separate ways just out of nowhere. And Philly has success afterwards, Doug Peterson, former player, competitor, obviously a part of the reason. He has a lot of reason to want to get that Jacksonville team to the top quickly. What a story that would be. Jacksonville being able to. They were tarping off the top of the stadium not too long ago. There was people not showing up, and then now they 27 zip in the fucking playoffs, and they don't just fold, go away at all. They come all the way back. What a culture.